Hello and welcome to Fieldwire. The Change Order module, part of our Business Plus tier, allows you to easily manage all of your project's change orders in one place, from materials, labor, subcontractor costs, and more, while also integrating with our Budget module to be your centralized location for all project management and financials. In this video, we will cover how to create and manage your change orders, right from Fieldwire. In this example, we will create a change order from scratch to walk you through the process. Before you start using change orders in Fieldwire, it's important to set up your companies correctly. To do this, navigate to the People tab and ensure that your project has companies set up and that you are assigned to one. Companies are required to access Fieldwire's project management tools and help track who is responsible for generating change orders, especially when multiple parties are involved in a project. The People tab is also where you manage project management permissions for all users in your project. To create a change order, a user must have manager permissions. Users with contributor permissions can only add details to an existing change order but cannot create new ones. Once your companies are set up, designate your company as the lead company. This ensures that all change orders flow through your organization and prevents other companies from sending change orders directly to different parties. This helps maintain clear communication and accountability across different teams. Now that your companies and lead company are set up, navigate to the Change Orders module on the left-hand side of the screen. This module allows you to view all your change orders, including those upstream to your client and downstream to subcontractors. At the top of the module, you'll find a dashboard that shows totals for each stage of your change orders: draft, requested, pending revision, pending approval, approved, rejected, and voided. Below the dashboard, the change order log will display all your change orders, along with their statuses, due dates, and assignee. The statuses will automatically update as change orders progress through their workflow, ensuring you are always up to date on the status of each one. Before you start creating a change order, it's important to set up your cost presets for the project. To do this, click on the Manage Cost Presets button in the top right corner. Cost presets are predefined costs for various sections of change orders, such as materials, labor, and markups. By setting these up in advance, you can save time and ensure you're using the correct rates when building your change order. You can also store these presets at the account level or in your project template to maintain consistency across multiple projects. To add a preset, simply select the section you want to create a preset for. Click plus Add Preset and fill in the item name, unit type, and unit cost. This will save the preset for easy access when you're filling out your change order later. You can also add markup presets to ensure your change orders follow the correct contract-specific markups. Once your cost presets are configured, you're ready to begin building your change order. To create a change order in Fieldwire, start by clicking the blue plus New Change Order button. Enter a name for the change order, along with a description and details of what the change entails. Once you've filled out this information, click Create Draft. You can always update the name and description later if needed. After creating the draft, we can begin entering our costs. These costs can be categorized under materials, labor, equipment, subcontractor, and other for any miscellaneous costs. To add an item to each cost section, click plus Add New Item. If you have the Fieldwire budget tool enabled and set up on your project, you can select the relevant cost code for each line item. This integration ensures that pending and approved costs are reflected in your budget and updates automatically when the change order is approved. For each cost item, enter the item name, quantity, unit type, and unit cost. You can also select lump sum if you wish to manually enter a fixed price. If you've set up cost presets for your project, you can select these presets here to ensure you're using the correct labor and material rates, saving time and reducing the chances of error. In this tutorial video example, we will add labor, material, and subcontractor costs to our change order. Once your costs are entered, the next step is to apply markups. You can input a markup percentage and select which section to apply it to. If you have markup presets set up, you can select those to ensure consistency. You can also apply default markups through the change order presets. For this example, we'll apply a 15% markup on materials and labor and a 5% markup for subcontractors. After applying initial markups, you can apply a final markup to the entire change order. This is useful for adding tax or if your project is bonded. You can either select a preset for the final markup or manually input the percentage. Once all costs and markups are entered, you can review the cost summary to ensure everything is accurate. Below the summary, you can attach any necessary supporting documents or notes, such as T&M tickets, daily reports, or material invoices. On the right side of the change order module, you'll see the details, activity, and watchers sections. The details section shows the total cost and allows you to select the reason for the change order, such as design change, owner change, or unforeseen condition. You can also add a reference number if needed for tracking in another system and provide any schedule impact or adjustments to the scope description. The activity section displays the entire life cycle of the change order, including when it was created, who it was sent to, if there were any revisions, and when it was approved and distributed. This ensures full visibility into the progress and status of the change order. The Watchers tab lets you include others to the change order for visibility, much like CCing someone on an email. This keeps all key stakeholders informed throughout the process. Once your change order is ready, click the blue Send button to submit it for approval. If you need to request costs from a subcontractor, you can do so through the Request Costs option available here. After clicking Submit for approval, you can choose the assignee, watcher, and due date. If the assignee is in Fieldwire, simply select them from the drop-down list. If they are not in Fieldwire, you can enter their email address, and Fieldwire will automatically send the change order to that email and log it in the activity log. You also have the option to disable the automatic email if you'd like to send it manually later. To download the change order at any time, click on the Actions button and select Download PDF. This will generate a professional PDF copy of your change order, including the cost summary, links to backup documents, and a detailed breakdown of costs and markup information. This is especially useful for sharing with contractors who are not on Fieldwire. Fieldwire makes it simple to track both approved and rejected change orders. Once a change order has been submitted for approval, you can return to the change order log to see its updated status, which is also reflected on the dashboard. From the home screen, you can generate a change order log report, which provides a summary of all change orders. This report is useful when sending updates to clients or customers upon request. If the client receiving the change order is in Fieldwire, they can approve or reject it directly within the app. If they are not in Fieldwire, they can send their response via email, and you can upload their response manually. To do this, open the change order and click the blue Respond on Behalf button. This feature allows you to record an external response from an assignee outside of Fieldwire. Once selected, you can choose to either approve or reject the change order. To approve the change order, click Approve. A window will appear where you can add notes, attach relevant documents, and upload the approved change order. Once approved, Fieldwire will automatically log the response and distribute it to all watchers, ensuring the approval is properly recorded and shared with the team. If a change order is rejected, you can click the Reject button in red and add notes explaining the reason for rejection. Additionally, you can upload an attachment of the official rejected change order by selecting plus Add Attachment. Once the information is entered, clicking Reject will prompt you to either void the change order or create a revision. Voiding the change order will mark it as void and close it permanently. Fieldwire makes it easy to create a revision when adjustments are needed. When a revision is created, the change order moves to a revision state, allowing you to carry over previous costs and backup documents. This simplifies the process of making minor changes without having to start over. To revise, assign the change order to yourself to complete the necessary updates before resubmitting for approval. Then, select the watchers and set a due date. Once in the revision state, you can edit individual line items to make adjustments. At the bottom of the page, you'll find a record of past revisions, making it easy to track previous cost data and responses so you can ensure all required changes are addressed. Once you've completed your revisions, simply click Submit to resubmit the change order for approval. From here, you can send it to another project user or enter an external email address to restart the approval process. All revisions are also logged in the activity log, providing a detailed history of the change order throughout the approval process, ensuring transparency and accountability. This concludes our tutorial on change orders in Fieldwire. For more detailed information on the Change Orders module, refer to our help article, also linked in the description. For more information on Fieldwire's other project management modules like submittals, RFIs, and budget, check out our additional tutorial videos linked in the description. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us at support@fieldwire.com. Thanks for watching.